Okay, this is the third part of this tutorial, building with snap tools and measurement tools in the edit window, in the edit build for SL. Alright, today we're going to start with, we're going to make simple windows. So, let's get started. I'm going to build my box. Now, what we want to do is go to the object on the box, and right here where it says hollow, we're going to open it up a little bit, and you'll see that the top of the box is opening. So we're going to need to rotate that before we snap it. So I'm going to click rotate. The red one is going to spin it on its side. Okay, then I'm going to go down here in the edit window, and I'm going to make sure it's level. So it's going to be 90. And remember to spin on the rotators: 90, 180, 270, 360, which is back to 0. Okay, now that we got it level, and all we did was rotate it, it's still flat on the floor. So now we just need to snap it. So we got that halfway, so we know we need to change that to a 1. Change the, make sure you look at what you're working at, because now we changed it. So we want to move, we want to stretch this blue one down to 1. Then go back to move, grab our arrow, and snap it. Good. Then we go back to stretch and move the blue back to a half, 0.5. Okay, so now we're going to make our wall out of this with a window in it. Okay, so I'm going to touch this wall, and I'm going to check the height of my wall. It's 10 meters. So I just need to go here, green, and I know, no, it's 10 meters wide because we switched. It's 5 meters high. Next, I'm going to snap to this side. So we went over, move, grab the arrow, snap. It's right on the edge. It's right on the edge here. Okay. Now we're going to move over this side, stretch. I only want to stretch one side, and it'll snap right into the door and the wall here. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to this hollow. That window's too big for you. Make it smaller. That looks like a nice size window for me. Okay, so I'm going to change this to move. Now, what we need to do is put a glass in here. Right click, build. I'm going to snap right on top of the windowsill. Okay, now see this green arrow? It's still the same axis, green. So I'm going to copy this number here for the wall. Control, hold down Control and C. Going to copy that. Touch the box. Going to highlight this one. Move it in here. Going to highlight the Y for the axis on the move. Control V, pastes in our new one. Hit Enter. Okay, now our box is lined up. Okay, so now we're going to stretch it. One side each. Too high, so this one we're going to have to judge. So what I do is I go and I change the color of the wall. Texture, change the color, and I'll make it like blue. And make this blank. Okay. Then I'll take the window that we're going to work with and I'll make it black. Say okay. We're going to go back to stretch. And why did I do that? If we look down in the corner and you watch, you'll see that you can use it to line up along the wall and this corner. And you'll see right in here, as the wall closes in, that shaded, that light lit up windowsill will disappear slowly, and I know I'm right there. This is an eye judgment, which is okay. We want to be just a little bit inside. If you look at the top, you see the same thing happens. And what I want to do is turn inside so I can see. I'll look at the bottom now, because the bottom has the light on it. Everything else is shaded. So if I follow the bottom, see how it's disappearing? And if I watch the corners match the inside of the corner, I know I'm right there. Okay, now, at this point, I'm going to take my glass, I'm going to go to Object, leave it on Stretch. The green one is in the middle closing. So I'm going to go 0, Enter. It's going to take it to its thinnest point. You can't get no thinner than that. Now, we need to look through this window. But we don't want anybody to look inside the house. Okay? So what I'm going to do is make a glass window, one way, see-through. I'm going to right click, edit. I'm going to go to select face. See how you got this cloud around the border and a circle with a cross on it. Touch that face. Click on it. I now have this one face selected. It's the only one that's going to be affected. I go to textures. Blank. Transparency. I'm going to start bringing it up. This one side is going to be transparent. Now I can see out the window. See? Out the window. But you cannot see in the window. Unless you want to. It's up to you. You can make tinted windows so you can barely see inside. Just right click, edit, select face, touch this face, and let's say we make this transparency 5. So I'm going to highlight this and punch in 5. I'm using my camera view orbit side to rotate. I'll touch this one as 16, let's make it 10. I can now see out my window and barely see in. Okay. Why this simple window? If I right click, edit this, hold shift, click the wall, I can link them, go to features, change the prim to convex hull. Now see this has a land impact of 2. If I change it to a convex hull, it now has a land impact of 1, reducing the prim count on my build. Okay. Let's say we don't want this. We want these doors type windows to swing out. Edit, unlink. Right click, do it. Okay. To start with, we can just take this door, hold shift, drag it over, line it up like we did. You see the bottom here lining up to the wall. Okay. Line up my top. Now, if I click this to the window, see it opens out? So I actually need this one to be on the left. Okay. Edit. Let's move it over to the left, line it up. Okay, now we need to bring it up we need to bring the bottom out of the wall. Okay, now you notice our lines on the stretch, you don't get with the link products, you don't get the color boxes. So we're going to go to edit link, touch the wall, bring this one up first, then touch over here so we can get the invisible hinge. Just bring it up, don't worry, nobody can see it. And then we line up the bottom. Okay. Now, we need 2 windows here, so I'm going to need to bring this over a little bit. Take the edit link off. Go to move. We're going to make another one. Okay, now, this one opens the same way, but we don't want that. Okay? Right click, edit. I'm going to grab that piece. So I need to move it over a little bit. So I have room here. All right. Edit link. I'm going to select that piece. Move to the other side. Now, if you're worried about not seeing it, go ahead. Throw your transparency back to 0. And we can see what's going on here. We want it right there. Okay. I'm going to grab this one and I want to move it over right there. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to this one. I'm going to examine it. Open in, so we want to go the other way, right? Right click, edit, content, new script. Remember over here, rotation.z, that's the z-axis. We want it to go the other way, opposite, negative, negative. Save. Come back, touch the window, opens out, both of them. Good. Right click, edit, edit link. First thing I do is hide my hinge, textures, 100% transparent. See the space? Right click, edit. Now I move it over and just line up the window. Okay. Edit link. Now I want to touch these windows and stretch, and what I want to do is bring them pretty close to being the same size. And of course you can change your textures. I now have windows that match the door. Okay? Do not link these windows to each other or this cutout window. Why? Because the minute you link them first, one of the hinges is going to take over the entire link and make the whole thing swing. 2, if you use a cutout meaning that the center is hollow, or you cut away the edges so you can get an L shape, you will not be able to pass through it. That's why we use this hinge, this wedge up above the door. So it's not a cutout door, so we can walk through it. If you convex it, like I show you, to cut the prems in half, you will not be able to go through it. Edit. Alright, on the next tutorial, we're going to put our ceiling up. We will put up a wall, another wall, 2 walls, and do a little paint job, and we will be finished on a basic, simple 1-room house.